What is good, YouTube? It's Reese. That's another video. So today's video, basically gonna look back at Def Jam Icon, the game after Def Jam 5 from New York, and why was it so hated. In my opinion, I don't think it deserved all the hate it got, especially over the years, just because there's not a lot of games out there like this that can really take your childhood role models and favorite musicians and make them into something that's usually not a good thing to do, but in a game it's okay with. But before you get into the video, don't like, comment, subscribe. So check out my social medias and also check out my last video. It's a banger. And before we get into the video, let's have a word from today's sponsor, W. Basically, W is a company kind of like G Fuel. It's basically like coffee, just without all the bad stuff that adds the drowsiness and stuff like that. I really like W. I use it every day when I'm editing, recording, or I'm going for a walk. Even if I just want to drink. It can be a little addictive, and they have multiple flavors from peach to beach. If you guys love it, want to give it a try, use code GamerReach for 10% off your order. And let's get back to the video. Def Jam Icon came out March 6, 2007, a year after NBA Ballers Phenom. In my opinion, NBA Ballers Phenom is one of the best street basketball games, but that's a further topic. But yeah, who would ever thought that bringing your childhood favorite rappers, I don't know if you guys favorite artists, like mine is Michael Jackson and Lil Durk, but I don't know about you guys, but a lot of these artists were some of my brothers and older people's favorite artists, like The Game, just to name a few. But basically, Def Jam Icon, Def Jam in general, the fighting game series, brought your favorite rappers, favorite musicians, and put them all together to see a different reality than you see behind the mic. Basically giving us an alter ego, kind of like Homelander from The Boys or Superman, and they have his alter ego Clark Kent. But Def Jam Icon got so much hate. Why? I don't understand this. Like, I didn't understand why. Was it the fact that the roster was lacking a lot of characters like Def Jam 5 from New York? That could be an issue. I just feel like we can't have a roster with just 30 characters. That's not going to work, especially on the fighting game, just because a lot of people want to be able to try other players, not just other players, but other varieties, like who all want to just use the game or Young Jeezy. And not just that, a lot of the rappers we got for this roster wasn't even up to date, so that could have been another issue too. But I don't think, let me know how many rosters was it. I'm going to put in a video how many rosters it was, how many characters was a roster, but I don't remember. But another thing that a lot of people didn't like about Def Jam Icon, just the physics. Like, look at this. Look how slow this backflip was. And then not even just that. You went from Def Jam 5 New York, which was an open world type of thing, to zooming in with the camera at your bottom, looking at the rapper from the bottom to the top, which is really weird. Then once you got close, it zooms in, kind of like if you was playing 2K, and you get the NBA low view, and then you choose it from 1 to 10, and everything feels really close. It's really stupid. Not just that, but it's slow. Like, look at the speed of these punches and the speed of these kicks. That was just so like, I like how Fight for New York gave it Arcadius type of vibe. It just made you fight and complete. Like, y'all should have stuck with that and not this. It's dumb. Another thing about Def Jam Icon, well, we can still stay on physics. The background, I understand that it's 2007, so it's like a lot of stuff wasn't popping like it is now, but why can't we get more to do? Like, all you guys background interactions that you use with your characters, if you press like a certain button and you can use to explode and do that, but that's just trash. Like, where's the flamboyant lights, the great aesthetic, the perfect view of how a rap background is supposed to be? I understand we're not the rappers, this is the video game, but give it more of a real life aesthetic. Whether it be in a studio, whether it be shooting a music video at a parking lot. I just like the background of East Boards was really dawn and blank. Another thing that I didn't like about Def Jam Icon as well was overall, like I already talked about the gameplay and the physics of it, like everything just felt slow and smooth. I mean, slow and redundant. But not just that, you're getting hit by the background. You see what I'm saying? Which is stupid. Why would they add that? I also didn't like that you couldn't pick up the weapons off the floor. Like if you broke something from an explosion, you couldn't pick it out the floor and use it to fight. Like that's dumb. It was really stupid. Like why would they not think of anything better than do than that? It's a fighting game at the end of the day, so we should be able to go all out and not just punch and kick with the slowest punches and kicks ever. But to the topic, story mode. Story mode wasn't really that. Story mode was just That's all I can really say. But yeah, the story mode kind of starts off with you meeting Mr. Carver, and then basically you get into a fight at a bar with somebody, and basically he said he sees your skills, not in rapping, not in music, but as a fighter. So basically, he just want to give you opportunity to sign with him, but then you end up meeting Troy Dollar, who's also a artist, and he looks to kind of sign you as well. But then you also have this guy that's running everything, which is like the white billionaire. I think about Weasel. Basically kind of rigging you in, kind of setting you up through the whole thing. So now he's sending over girls each time to like, sleep with you and get you comfortable, just so you can get your feelings and say this and say that. But long story short, story mode is really typical Def Jam 5 New York story mode, with the plot being the plot. This is predictable this time. A lot of people say it's not predictable story mode, but it's a very predictable story mode, in my opinion. Not even close to being something that's not predictable. But in the end, the girl that you thought was your ride or die ended up being led by Weasel, who's the billionaire. He ends up shooting her. If you didn't watch the story or play the game, don't you skip past it, but it's a little too far. Basically, end up shooting your girl. So now it's you versus him, and then he ends up, I want to say dying, but he's losing the battle. You even going on to be living your life with Method Man. Basically, it's like your ride or die and stuff like that. So the story mode is really just a Def Jam fight, Def Jam general type story mode. I feel like Def Jam 5 New York has the best story mode, in my opinion, just because it gives you different variety from each player. Like you're not the same just fighting everybody. Like each person did a role, talk, and stuff like that. And it wasn't just at like a same board you had. What was his name? Mano, I think, or Trail. I can't remember. Denny Trail. And you fight him on a little bus station stop. And then you had D-Mob, who was like the main boss. Then you had Crow, who's Snoop Dogg. And you fight him at the end and you throw him off like. That was a really good story mode, like probably the best. That's really dope. But as far as story mode, Def Jam Icon, this is probably one of the worst story modes to come, in my opinion. It's horrible. Now we're gonna talk about the online. Sorry for the bad quality. Like this is one of the only videos I can find of like online matches, but online and Def Jam Icon is horrible. Like this doesn't tell the perspective of it, but it was horrible. Like the lagging, the delay, the movement, everything about this was just horrible. Just because I don't think a game that plays like this is built to be competitive. I think it's built to just have fun and play with your friends. I don't think it's built to be a competitive game. Just because look at the physics of it. Look how slow he's getting up. The physics of this game was just horrible and like not well put together. Like look at the camera. It's like you playing ragdoll, and you see what I'm saying? Did you see the jump speed? Like this game is so horrible. Like, and I never hated on the game. Like 2K18 by far is the worst 2K of all time, but even that game I showed some love to it. This game is so trash. Like it's not a game that you want to come back and play. I'm just telling you the truth. It's not a game you want to come back and play. Like Def Jam 5, I was actually looking. We actually played it like 2 months ago. One of my bros. But Def Jam 5 New York was one of the best fighting games. Not just rapping fighting games, one of the best fighting games. I feel like they did that justice. Not just because of the roster, but everything about it, from the story mode. Only thing that game didn't have was online, which is stupid. And that's something that I really didn't like. Because why add a game that was built to fighting? But I understand it was PS2 time, so they didn't have online servers or stuff like that can really add it. This game coming out with the PS3 Xbox 360 was the perfect timing. But that's just a part of it. Def Jam Icon was one of the worst releases as well when this game first came out. Not just because, you know, it hype. Like every game has hype. And because Def Jam Fight for New York and Vendetta, when those two came out, they sold really well. Def Jam Icon sold horrible. I can't tell the sales because this was a while back, but I know they wasn't as great as the Fight for New York sales. But overall, Def Jam Icon was just horrible. The roster is probably one of the worst lackluster roster. The gameplay is probably the worst in franchise history. Why did y'all go from fast-paced open world, well, open 3D to up close camera wise? Like, this is the dumbest stuff ever, bruh. Like, doesn't make sense, and why I think this would be a great idea to post it and hoping for the best. I just don't understand who was part of the production team for this game. This game is so trash. Fluent, smooth, no. This game is trash. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also check my last video. And we out. Let's get it. Appreciate the love and support.